Let's talk about how to improve your selling skills. First and foremost, it takes practice. So, one of my favorite quotes I saw one time in my dentist office, it was a big poster and it said, "You don't have to brush all your teeth, only the ones you want to keep." And when it comes to sales, you don't have to improve, you know, on your conversational skills. You only have to improve in the areas where you want to be able to close more sales. So, chances are there are some things you want to focus on. There are three key areas that will make a difference when you are improving your selling skills. First and foremost is learn how to create curiosity when you're talking about your product or your service. I spend a lot of time working with my clients on how to create curiosity, how to pique somebody's interest to get them to want to lean in, ask questions, and want to know more. And the easiest way for you to start to practice to create curiosity is think about how you answer really basic questions. For instance, the how are you question. You're going to get that all the time from all different kinds of people in all areas of your life. It's a great time for you to practice creating curiosity. What could your response be to the how are you question that might spur somebody to go, "What does that mean?" Or "Tell me more," or lean in and want to hear more about what you're doing. So, for instance, if somebody said, "How are you right now?" I might say something like, "Oh, I'm fantastic. I just recorded a brand new podcast episode." That may or may not create curiosity, but oftentimes people say, "Oh, you have a podcast? What's your podcast about?" Or "What was the podcast episode about?" So it opens the door to start to talk about who you are and what it is that you do. So that's the first tip. The second tip is when you're able to create curiosity, you then have to be on the lookout for buying signals. Buying signals are verbal and nonverbal cues that people give that indicate interest. And when you get a buying signal, your job is to act on it. And the way you act on a buying signal is by issuing an invitation. Now, I have a book that's about the 17 buying signals and that you need to know how to recognize and act on. And I even have a free download of all 17. You don't even have to go buy the book. You can get it for free by going to yoursalesmaven.com/Maven, and you'll see my 17 buying signals in there. When you learn how to act on a buying signal that somebody gives, that means they've indicated interest. It's your opportunity to invite them to the next step in the conversation. This is going to make a dramatic difference to your ability to close sales. And then the last tip that I'm going to give to you today in this training video is about learning how to close and making sure that you're getting close language out of your mouth. So you've created curiosity, they've given you some buying signals, they've indicated interest. The next thing you're going to do oftentimes is invite them to do business with you. I teach a 5-step process to sales conversations, successful sales conversations. I call it the selling staircase. It's my signature framework. And there are 5 steps in the selling staircase. The last step is the close, and it's the second most missed step in any sales conversation. So if you find yourself having fantastic conversations with great prospective leads, but they're actually never closing and they're never getting to that place where you exchange dollars for services, chances are you are not issuing close language. An example of close language would be to say to somebody, "Should we go ahead and schedule your first session?" Or "Should we go ahead and get that wrapped up for you today?" Or "Should we go ahead and schedule our next time to talk?" These are all close language statements, and learning how to use those in your sales conversations will immediately improve your results. Now, if you'd like some more tips and strategies on how to increase your sales, please reach out, hit subscribe, or reach out to me, Nikki Rausch at Sales Maven. I am absolutely here to support you. Take care.